Hello everyone, welcome to my bold and beautiful update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Heartfelt memories. John McCook honors Darlene Conley, the bold and the beautiful legend. On the anniversary of her death, John McCook fondly remembered how wonderful and energetic Darlene Conley was, and how she lit up the studio. On The Bold and the Beautiful, John McCook's Eric is one of the nicest guys around. In fact, probably the worst thing he ever did was bamboozle the original Sally Spectra, who was played by the late Darlene Conley. On the 17th anniversary of her death, McCook reminisced about Conley, whose bombastic presence and dazzling personality are still fondly remembered today, along with her place in soap opera history. McCook spoke with soaps and remembered being in the makeup room, getting ready when Conley's voice could be heard, almost as if the great Ethel Merman had entered the joint and livened things up. He said she would announce, "Hello, darling," upon entering the studio, and between her outlandish wigs and wardrobe, as well as amazing presence, McCook explained, everything about her was unique, and there will never be another like her. She dared to do what nobody else would. He described how her large personality electrically charged the air when she entered a room. He praised her enthusiasm and professionalism, as well as the fact that she appeared to bring with her the circus and vaudeville and theater and burlesque and opera. She brought it all when she came into the room. Eric's one bad deed. When Eric thought Sally had stolen some of Forrester Creations' designs, he purposely got close to her and even proposed to her, and she believed he was truly in love with her. This was all a scheme to get Sally to cop to the theft, and McCook felt bad about it, remarking that, "It was probably the most evil thing Eric has done in all the years I've played him." But at the end of the day, Conley was his scene partner, and for that experience he was grateful. She acted the hell out of the material, he enthused. Conley's electric personality livened the studio up, and McCook fondly remembered what it was like. He explained any given day during production could turn out to be a lackluster same old, but when Conley would make her grand entrance, she'd come to remind you that this was show business, baby. Revisit more of Sally and Eric's 1990s antics. John McCook, the beloved actor who portrays Eric Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful, has been part of the soap opera's enduring legacy since its premiere in 1987. Throughout his decades-long tenure, McCook has shared the screen with numerous stars, but one of his most cherished colleagues was the late Darlene Conley, who played the brash yet beloved character, Sally Spectra. Conley, who passed away in 2007, was a force of nature on the set of The Bold and the Beautiful. Her character, Sally, was known for her fiery personality, sharp tongue, and indomitable spirit. She was a cornerstone of the show's early years and helped set the tone for the soap opera's mix of humor, drama, and heart. McCook's admiration for Conley runs deep, and he often speaks fondly of her when reflecting on their time working together. A dynamic partnership. McCook's portrayal of Eric Forrester, the patriarch of the Forrester family, was frequently pitted against Conley's Sally Spectra, the outspoken owner of the rival Spectra fashions. Their characters' rivalry was one of the defining dynamics of the early Bold and the Beautiful years. Eric was the polished, suave businessman, while Sally was a colorful, passionate, and unyielding adversary. Though their characters clashed on screen, McCook fondly remembers the friendship and respect that they shared behind the scenes. Darlene was one of the most talented actresses I've ever had the pleasure to work with, McCook reflects. She had this incredible ability to bring humor to any situation, even the most dramatic moments. It was a joy to work with her because no matter how heated the scenes got between our characters, Darlene would always find a way to make you laugh during a break. Their on-screen rivalry, which often involved intense confrontations and heated exchanges, was matched by a profound off-screen camaraderie. McCook describes Conley as someone who brought a sense of warmth and playfulness to the set, even during difficult or challenging days. "I think what made Darlene so special was her infectious energy," McCook recalls. "She could make everyone feel like family. Whether it was a tough day of filming or just a regular rehearsal, Darlene would always lighten the mood. Her presence was larger than life, and it was impossible not to be drawn to her. One of the things that McCook remembers most fondly about Conley was her comedic timing. Conley had a natural gift for comedy, and she could turn even the most dramatic soap opera scene into a moment of levity. This ability to balance both drama and humor made her a unique talent in the world of soap operas. Darlene could take any line, no matter how serious or heavy, and turn it into something hilarious, McCook says with a laugh. She knew exactly how to land a punchline, and her timing was impeccable. Even when we were doing the most intense dramatic scenes, she would find a way to inject a bit of humor into it, and it was always in the most unexpected way. McCook recalls many moments on set where Conley's wit and sense of humor were on full display. He describes how Conley would often improvise during rehearsals, adding a spontaneous element to the scenes that kept everyone on their toes. You never knew what Darlene was going to do next. She could throw in a line or a look that would catch you off guard, and suddenly the whole scene would take on a new life. Conley's comedic genius wasn't limited to her delivery of lines. Her physical comedy was also something to behold. McCook remembers how Conley's expressive face and energetic movements could turn even the simplest action into a moment of comedy gold. "I'll never forget how she would throw herself into her character with such passion," McCook says. "It was like she became Sally in the most complete way. Whether it was a dramatic gesture or just a little offbeat physical move, she had this ability to make it funny and genuine at the same time." A woman of strength and integrity. While Conley's comedic talents were widely celebrated, McCook also remembers her as a woman of great integrity and strength. As a pioneering figure in the soap opera world, Conley helped shape the bold and the beautiful into the show it became. But beyond her professional accomplishments, McCook admires the personal qualities that defined her. Darlene was a woman of great character, McCook reflects. She wasn't just a brilliant actress, she was a kind, generous person who cared deeply about her friends and colleagues. She had a strength about her that was palpable, and it came through in every role she played. Sally Spectra may have been a tough, no-nonsense character, but Darlene herself was an incredibly warm and loving person. McCook goes on to describe how Conley was always there for her co-stars, offering support, encouragement, and a listening ear when needed. If any of us were going through a tough time, Darlene was the first one to offer a kind word or a funny story to lift our spirits. She had a way of making everyone feel seen and heard, and that made her beloved by everyone on the set. Legacy of laughter and love. In the years since Conley's passing, McCook has often reflected on her impact on both him personally and on the world of soap operas. Conley's legacy, McCook believes, is not only in her unforgettable portrayal of Sally Spectra, but also in the laughter and love she brought to everyone around her. "She left a mark on this show that will never be erased," McCook says. "Sally Spectra was a character who touched the hearts of millions, and that was all thanks to Darlene's incredible talent. But more than that, it was her heart, her humor, and her generosity that made her unforgettable." For McCook, remembering Conley is a way of honoring the spirit of camaraderie and joy that she brought to the bold and the beautiful. "I miss her every day," he says, a note of fondness in his voice. "But I carry with me the memories of the laughs, the stories, and the beautiful moments we shared. Darlene was one of a kind, and I will always be grateful for the time we had together." As McCook looks back on their time working together, he is filled with gratitude for the opportunity to have known such a remarkable woman. "Darlene was more than just a co-star. She was a friend, a mentor, and someone I looked up to," he says. "She taught me so much, both about acting and about life. I think about her often, and I'm proud to have been a part of her journey." In the end, McCook's memories of Darlene Conley are a testament to the lasting impact she had on the bold and the beautiful and the people who worked with her. Her legacy continues to live on, not only in the characters she brought to life on screen, but also in the hearts of those who had the privilege of knowing her.